Okay, so why was Christianity separated from Judaism? Who did that and when?
Okay, Jesus, he was not received as Mashiach, accepted by the Jews. All right, so everybody know it. One of the main
2000 years ago.
Yes, one of the main reasons because he teach to be a good person, no more of this, and he was not willing to deal with problems that we have on earth. Right? He say, my kingdom is in heaven, is not here, so I cannot be Caesar. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God. So, all right, so they have problem with the Rome, so they expect from Mashiach to fight against the Rome, and not only to say, I came only for the soul or something like this. Right? So this is a general reason. Of course, we explain in all our lesson why really Jesus is the first coming. He was not able to take care of fixing the physical reality. He is above the Torah. He's like a kid. He's above the Torah. To fix the snake, to fix the physical reality, you have to be with the Torah. The secret of the fig tree, like we explained many times. So the Jewish didn't accept Jesus because they say this not kind of Mashiach we want. And really his mission was for the nation. But still there was Jewish that follow him. Alright, so in the second 100 after La Sphira, how you say? In the second 100
AD.
In the second 100
after Christ.
Our sages decide to make a separation between the Jews that believe in Jesus and the Jews that don't believe in Jesus. What most of them didn't believe in Jesus. So they had a curse and the blessing, like I gave a last lesson about the Jewish prayer, about this curse that they had in the prayer, that will make a complete separation between people that are Jewish and people that going to be separate as Christian. Paulus worked with Christian, worked basically. Saint Peter go to work with Paulus 30 years after Jesus was crucified. He went to work with Paulus in Rome for the nation. Right? So they realized that really Christianity is something that meant to be for the nation. Like Jesus said, after he come back from the death, go to all the nation. All right? So they realized that this is not for the Jewish. If not, why Shimon Kefa, he was supposed to work with the Messiah here in Eretz Israel. Why he left this? Saint Peter, Shimon Kefa. Why he left his community here in Israel?
Mm-hmm. Probably it was more important mission for him.
He realized that had to be the separation, and he was even in agreement with our sages that this separation.
So he was the one to do this separation.
So he helped Shaul to do this separation. Right? In different ways, there are all kind of legends about this, and for him making this separation, have a very good memory of Shimon Kefa. They think he was a righteous man. There are legends about this, about really the connection between Shimon Kefa and our sages. And we have prayers that was written by Shimon Kefa that we say in our prayer. And he wrote this prayer after he was like the first Pope in Rome. Right? So, meant to be this separation. So, in certain time, our sages depend to make the separation. Maybe 40 years after the temple was destroyed, it was a big mess in Eretz Israel, in Am Yisrael in these times. It was different group, different opinion, and in these times they decided to make this separation, so they had a curse against the Christian, or against the bad people.
So that was also in order to enhance make the separation very clear.
He meant to the Christian, you know, in the way that the Jewish understand that he meant against the Christian. So Jews that think good about Jesus could not anymore participate in the same prayers that it seems that they curse them. All right, so this make this operation between part of Am Yisrael that believe in Jesus. It was a small part.
Operation? You mean
like operation?
Separation.
Operation. It's like you cut a part of the body.
Surgery.
It's a very bad thing.
Like a surgery, you
It's
mean?
very bad thing to do a separation, but sometimes to sever the body you do a separation. But you can't say that it was like a sacrifice from the point of view of God. It was like a sacrifice of Am Yisrael for the nation. You know, for a sacrifice that stopped immediately after Jesus come back from the death and said, "Go to all the nation, not to the Jewish anymore."
Mm-hmm.
And
to the apostles.
And when we
he told to the apostles.
Yes.
To go.
Yeah.
Right. So they were also Jewish people. So.
Yeah, but they have a mission.
Right.
For the mission.
For the nation.
For the nation, and Shimon Kefa was even ordered to eat not kosher food, so he will not have to sit in a separate table when he receives not Jewish people. It means if you have to, you will eat not kosher food. It means this is not anymore for the Jews, because the Jews must to eat kosher food. Mm-hmm. Like Jesus said, they must to follow the Torah, they must to follow even the oral Torah according to Jesus, because they're sitting on the front of Moses.
Throne of Moses.
Throne of Moses. All right. So from this story, you learn that in Christianity will not be a special table for the not Jewish and a special table for the Jewish who believe in Jesus. It's not such a thing. It's not a messianic Jewish existence. It's a completely separation. It's a Jewish and it's Christian. And even you are Jewish, if your mission is for Christianity, like Shimon Kefa, if you have to, you will eat not kosher food. All right? Of course, he didn't eat. It's why he was asked to live on the rock. That's why we call him Shimon Kefa. Kefa is mean a rock. Right? And he eat only, according to the Jewish legend we have about him, he ate for the 3 left years that he lived there in Rome, until he was killed by the Rome. He ate only bread and water. Right? So they will not say that he eat kosher food, or, you know, he said, yes, I want to take care of my soul, so I want to eat the minimum I need to stay alive. So, all right.
This is a sacrifice on his side.
Of course, he didn't eat not kosher food, but he had this vision for this principle of Christianity. It's only for the not Jewish. It's not anymore for the Jewish. From the beginning, it was meant to be for the nation, but you have to pass through Judaism. All right, so the Jews will not say, well, if we knew, we will accept him. All right? This is the way things have to go. God sent the prophet to the Jewish don't receive him, then listen all the goyim, like it is.
All the nations.
Listen all the nation, all right? So it is a prophecy like this that God sent his messenger with the shofar to the Jews. They don't listen, they don't want to listen, so then he said, all right, go to all the nation. This is a process, right?
So the mission of the Jewish people was actually to keep the Torah, and the mission of the Christianity
they
was
have to follow.
keep
They have to follow only 7 commandments.
Yeah,
Always it was like
Jesus,
this, and it's still like this. They are not ordered to follow more of 7 commandments. It's why Paulos make this adjustment, because Jesus talked to the Jewish, and they have to follow all the Torah. But Paulos talks to the not-Jewish. So they have to follow only the 7 commandments.
So each
right?
side has its own mission.
So Timothy, his friend Timothy, that his mother was Jew, he did to him a Brit Milah. His mother was Jewish. So it means he's a Jewish. Even his father is not Jewish. We go in Judaism by the mother. But when they ask him, we have to do Brit Milah, he said, no, you don't have to do it, Brit Milah. It's better for you to not do, because if you do Brit Milah, it's like you become Jewish in one way, so you have to follow all the commandments. Why? You don't have to. You are above the Torah. You are not under the hand of the Torah. You are under the hand of the grace, etc. Right? He was a good philosopher. He was a Jewish philosopher. Usually, it's all the philosophers are Greece usually, but he was a Jewish philosopher, and he put the thing the way that really this becomes a Christianity. All the theology of Christianity came from Paulus.
Yeah. So what I was saying, each side had its own mission.
Yeah. Until the
we understand
we grew from
other.
the earth.
Right.
It's meant from Am Israel, not by mission. From Am Israel, the truth, the way.
From the Torah.
From the Torah, from the earth. It means from
the ground.
From the ground. All right. It's not that I have a dream.
Naturally.
It's not that it's like a natural development.
Right.
It came from the earth. It means it's a natural
no
development.
Miracles here.
No miracle. Natural development that when the fruit will be ready to eat, the fruit of Jesus is not ready to eat for the Christian.
But they kept the fruit. That was their mission. The Christianity was the mission.
Not it means somebody that keep.
So I mean this is what the mission of Christianity was.
Not meant to keep.
To keep
they keep the fruit. They keep the fig tree when the fig tree is not ready to eat. All right. They keep it, but in the moment the fig tree would be ready, like Jesus said, it means the summer is close. The summer in Hebrew, kite is like cat. It means then will be the time of the second coming. Ket, it means the end of the day. The same letter in Hebrew of kite, what it means summer. Right? When the fig tree start to be ready, it means that the summer is close. It means that the end of the day is close. So then, thing will happen when it will be when the time in natural way it will be the time.
So we think now it's the time.
Yeah, I think the fig tree is ready from my point of view.